Hi, I'm Nicole, as you know, and I'm a registered psychologist. One of my specialties is shame resilience, and so today I'm going to be presenting on that. Now, in order to talk about shame resilience, we first have to understand shame. Now, I like Brené Brown's definition of shame. She talks about it as the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we're flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. I think that this definition is best encapsulated by some examples. So today I'm going to use some examples from my own life, hopefully also to illustrate that shame can be experienced by anyone, even therapists who work with shame all the time. So imagine along with me. Imagine first that you're called out for a mistake in a very unkind and very public way, like maybe when you're in the middle of a demonstration or a presentation in front of everyone. Or imagine, for the parents out there, that your little one is having a tantrum in the middle of a busy street, and passersby are starting to watch what you're doing, perhaps with judgmental eyes, and perhaps some of those passersby may be your clients. Third, I'd like you to imagine that you're dealing with a chronic health issue, and your body is starting to fail you, no longer able to function or work in the ways that it used to, and you're beginning to feel like it's the enemy. If any of these scenarios that I just described have left you feeling with a horrible experience or feeling inside, that's shame. So shame is not only the thought of I'm failing, what's wrong with me, that goes through our mind, it's also a whole body experience that goes along with it. Now, I like to say that unlike other uncomfortable emotions, such as anxiety, sadness, or even anger, where we can lean into those emotions and then process through them, with shame, we actually don't want to do that. We work with it in a whole different way. Shame's different than other emotions. And that's where shame resilience comes in. Shame resilience starts with being able to identify shame and then take a step back from it when it arises. Now, I'm going to take a step back to describe why is this so important, this shame resilience stuff. Well, I hope you can see from the examples that I gave you that shame is so prevalent, much more than probably most people realize, because shame is one of those things that's really not talked about. Even by therapists, it's one of those things that for many years wasn't talked about, or we even got training in until very recently. But shame's effect on us is so detrimental. Not only hurts us through the self-criticism we go through and the numbing out of our feelings and experiences, but it also impacts our relationships. When we're in shame, we can shame and blame others. We can withdraw from close connections, even ones that would be supportive. But of course, this isn't all bad news, because we can begin even today to become more shame resilient. And one tool that I like to teach is self-compassion. So self-compassion basically boils down to being as kind to yourself as you would be to a friend or even a child. And one way we can be more self-compassionate is displayed on the screen here. It starts with using your own name and then saying the phrase, "You're doing the best you can." And I'd like you all to join me in trying out this technique right now. So if you're ready, again, use your own name. I'll use mine. We'll try this together right now. On the count of 3, all of us will do this. 3, 2, 1. Nicole, you're doing the best you can. There, you did it. This science-based phrase is your homework. When you notice shame arise, take a step back and say to yourself, you're doing the best you can. And that's one step for shame resilience.